6 pizza order.
Definitely the grape jam, right, Leah?
Didn't see Labushkin out there today. What
Just
situation?
maintenance. He's fine. Yeah.
And then for Heiskanen, was he just kind of filling in with?
Yeah, I mean, every time he's out in a full practice with us, there's no restrictions as far as that goes. So, every time we do that, that's another step closer.
He's traveling.
Yeah.
You say multiple times a series that momentum doesn't carry over. Does chippiness
Yeah.
roll over after the last 3 minutes? There?
Yeah, well, I think that's natural. There's anytime you play a team 6 or 7 times in the playoffs, and if you go back to last year, there's obviously, that stuff does carry over for sure. It's impossible not to. I think you see it in every series. So, for us, though, it's critical we stay out of the box and not put them on the power play unnecessarily. I mean, if we're going to take penalties defending, it's one thing, but the one thing I did like was, I didn't feel like we took offensive zone penalties last game, which has been something that has really bit us in the series at different moments.
What is the key to matching the intensity that they will have, knowing their season's on the line?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can talk about it, you can prepare them. I think I would hope Game 4 we have a memory of what that felt like when we didn't match their intensity, and how overwhelming that became at different points. So I think our guys are smart enough to understand that. Can you match their intensity, when they're facing going home for the summer? I don't know, but I know that gap's going to be a lot less than it was in Game 4, I would hope.
These series can be a little bit of a grind, so moment of levity here. Did you see Jared Bednar's Doppelganger?
I did, yeah. Yeah, I did see that. Well, I didn't see him live. I saw the clip, the video of him. Yeah, that was great. That was fantastic.
How would you feel if you had a doppelganger?
Yeah, I mean that all comes with it. I mean, I've had. Let's put it this way: I'd rather have a doppelganger than some of the situations I've been put in with people behind the bench. And you can look up the internet to see that. I'll take the doppelganger.
Have you ever considered doing a regular food recommendation blog?
No, I'm not that much of a foodie. No, I'm pretty meat and potatoes. But this was something that was pretty unique.
Did you see that Nick went there and talked to them
did,
about it?
Joe showed me that. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, I'm hoping maybe I'll get a free slice now next time and save myself $5.
Got the goal. He's got a goal against Colorado in the series. You had said the other night maybe that's maybe you say hope you watch out now when the guy gets going. But
yeah,
you kind of sense him settling in. I mean, 23 games. He went through a lot with 2 trades in such a short period. And kind of integrating this room.
Yeah. I think he is settling in. I think he's a lot closer than the numbers say. I thought he's had 2 or 3 really good games in this series so far. And last game was his best game. But there was a couple other ones in there. He got an assist on the overtime winner. I thought he played great that night in Colorado. That would have been Game 3. So he's had a couple nights, where I think he's stringing together more and more games here where he looks comfortable and he's going to make an impact even if the points aren't showing it.
Rope for a long time had the same 2 line mates kind of night in and night out with Pavelski and Robertson. Now he's playing with 2 guys who are both new to the team mid-season. Seems like it's going really well lately. What do you attribute that to? How they've meshed with all 3 different teams at the start of the year?
Yeah. Well, they have a history together. As Finnish players and national teams and things like that. I don't know if they played together as a line before, but I think that always speeds up the chemistry when you have a familiarity like that. And, they're countrymen, they speak Finnish to each other, they can communicate really easily. And when you grow up, I think, in a European system, I think it's a lot easier when you're playing with other European players that have grown up, in a similar system. I think that expedites it too, as opposed to learning a new style of play in North America or playing with a North American player. So hopefully that helps.
They constantly say in the playoffs, and you've said it this round, that the momentum doesn't carry over. Do you think individual momentum can carry over from game to game?
Oh, I think absolutely. I think once it's why goal scorers score in bunches. Once you get one, you start feeling it. So I think absolutely that does.
Shane said that he sees the game similarly to Mikko Rantanen. I'm curious what you see in terms of similarities between the two.
Yeah. You know what? Both puck possession guys, both hard and heavy on the puck, like to have the puck on their stick. And then, they both have that element where they're not just one-dimensional when they have it. They can shoot it in the net, both of them, or, they both have good vision, can make a play with it. I think they have some similarities offensively.
Mackenzie Blackwood seemed like a real challenge the first few games of the series. Seems like you guys kind of got to him last game. Was that just a matter of putting more pucks on net, or what change?
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I mean, listen, our offensive game and pressure we put on was much better last game than it was in game 4. We barely put any pressure on them in game 4. We didn't make them work at all. But game 1, 2, and 3, I thought we did. We put some pressure on him, and he was really good. And at different moments in that game, I think for us, we just got to keep going to that well. If we're putting pressure on him, we've got to make him work hard to make saves.
What do you pull on from being in a very similar situation at this time a year ago?
You know what? Just we've got great experience, great leadership in our dressing room. We always look back at that. This group, coaches and players, while it's not exactly the same, a big portion of this group has been on 2 deep playoff runs. We've been here before. We've been up in series. We've been down. We've lost game 1, 6 or 7 times in a row. Found a way to scratch back into the series. Have been in elimination games both ways. So, those experiences are invaluable.
What's the balance? Like you said earlier about game 4, you want to remember that feeling, but
yeah.
How much is the balance remembering that and remembering game 6 from last year?
Yeah. I mean, you're right. I think I'm trying to. I mean, I remember game 6, the double overtime. Last year was a totally different series. I've talked about this. I think Colorado was a totally different team. I think we're a little bit different than we were last year. I think they're a totally different team than they were a year ago. So, I think we have to go instead of thinking about game 6 last year. I think we got to go in thinking about game 4 in this series and make sure that doesn't happen again.
Are there moments with a coach like Bednar that you've coached against for so long, and in the playoffs even, are there still moments where they'll make an adjustment that maybe surprises you, or vice versa? Or at this point, does everyone kind of know everything about it?
There's always minor adjustments. I don't think there's any surprises. There's no shocking. I don't think you get to this point. And you sure don't advance if you're going to entirely new concepts at this point in the year. I think everyone has a foundation to their game and why they're still playing, and you make some tweaks to that, but there's nothing major being changed this time of year. Or, if you are, you're in trouble. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Pete.